Member for Whitsunday.
Thank you, Deputy Speaker. Deputy Speaker, today in the House I'd like to call upon members of the Palaszczuk Labor government to let me do my job as the independent member for Whitsunday. And I say that, Deputy Speaker, because in recent times there is a growing trend of certain individuals, as to who they are, who knows, but running interference, I would suggest, in the execution of my duty, I would think. Because I say that, Mr Deputy Speaker, because just recently we've had the official opening of the new Performing Arts Centre at the Mackay Northern Beaches State High School. Now, this was the first government school built in the city that I represent since the late 1990s. It was promised by my Labor predecessor in 2001, and I'm proud to have delivered that when I came into this place some years ago. Now, last Thursday, the official opening, Deputy Speaker, of the new Performing Arts Centre, the member for Mackay was there representing the minister, and, Deputy Speaker, I get that. That's how the system works. It's how it's always worked. But where was the invitation for the independent member for Whitsunday? Particularly supportive of that school. I'm proud to support the bursaries at the school each year, and there was no invitation whatsoever. Nothing at all. The Mayor of Mackay was there. We saw the Daily Mercury coverage of the official opening yesterday in the regional daily. But the member for Mackay was there representing the minister, but no local MP at this state high school in the southern part of my electorate. And of course it comes hot on the heels of what happened back in March this year, when the minister turned up in the northern part of my electorate, and there she was turning the sod for the new facilities at the Proserpine State High School with the mayor beside her, and again no invitation for the then independent member for Whitsunday. You have to wonder what is going on there, Deputy Speaker, and as far as I'm concerned, it's part of a deliberate strategy to silence me, to starve me of oxygen. Well, Deputy Speaker, I've got a message for members of the Palaszczuk Labor government. I've got big tanks, and I've got a big ticker, and I'm not going anywhere. It is wrong. It is wrong. And you know what, Deputy Speaker? It has been noted by members of the community. 6 months ago around Proserpine and Cannonvale, I still have mums and dads, carers and grandparents come up to me and say it was disgraceful. It was well reported in the local media. And conversely, just the other day, last Thursday, and the irony, Deputy Speaker, is last Thursday I happened to be in the city that I represent, Mackay, meeting with a constituent from Bucasia, and the Northern Beaches State High School is only 5 minutes away, and I was blissfully unaware of what was going on there. I've got to say, Deputy Speaker, the week before I was at St Brendan's Catholic Primary School in the Northern Beaches in Bucasia with my good friend from St Mary's. We went to school many moons ago, David Paul, the principal, and a warm welcome from not only Mr Paul but members of his teaching staff and even some of the students. Chalk and cheese. I cannot get over the fact that we've been snubbed at 2 different state high schools in the space of 6 months. It would be remiss of me also not to remind myself and everyone else for that matter, back in May last year, as I recall, the Premier was there, the Education Minister, the member for Mackay at Northern Beaches State High School to check on the construction of the Performing Arts Centre. And again, Deputy Speaker, no invitation for the local state MP for a local state school. Now, that just goes against convention and long-standing arrangements in this House, and no matter where you sit in terms of what side of the aisle, every member knows, Deputy Speaker, that is a given, no matter the political colours, that the invitation is forthcoming. It was interesting to hear that the member for Nanango did turn up at the hospital in Nanango, or wherever it was, or Kingaroy. But at the end of the day, invitations should be issued, and I cannot believe that we've not been invited to these events in our local community. I do point the finger at the Whitsunday Regional Council, because all of a sudden 6 months ago they decided to think that they had some God-given right to stick their beak into what was the domain of the state government in relation to schools. And the far Labor candidate for Dawson, Councillor Mike Brunker, the de facto mayor of Whitsunday, Deputy Speaker, moving a motion to try and curtail my activities at schools. Well, Deputy Speaker, I have been going to my schools, whether it's in the Catholic sector, the government sector. In fact, last Friday I was at the smallest school in my electorate. I fought for it to be retained in the wake of Cyclone Debbie. It's the northernmost school, Deputy Speaker, in my electorate. There's only 6 students. It's the Hayman Island State School. I was there, and I'll continue to visit schools in my electorate as I so desire.
Mr Deputy Speaker.
Thank you, Member for Whitsunday. I call the member for Capalba.